today we wanted to announce an important milestone in the HL7 and Odyssey community collaborations, namely the completion of a FHIR-to-OMOP implementation guide out for ballot. I'm joined today by Jean Duteau, who wears many hats at HL7. But most importantly for today, Jean is the project technical lead and my partner as primary co-author of the implementation guide. Jean and I have two objectives today. What is this milestone and what are we talking about? And how can you get engaged in the process? Because that's timely. The time to act is now. So what is an HL7 ballot anyway? HL7 is accredited by the American National Standards Institute, or ANSI, as a standards development organization. ANSI has requirements that enforce rules around the openness and fairness of approval processes. Adherence to these processes results in specifications that are considered authoritative. The ballot process essentially serves as a quality control mechanism, ensuring that technical standards affecting health data exchange meet the highest quality of scrutiny and consensus before they are implemented. The FHIR-to-OMOP Implementation Guide is now out for ballot in the HL7 September 2025 cycle. This is a major milestone for our two communities' collaboration. So what is this FHIR-to-OMOP Implementation Guide? We curated prior FHIR-to-OMOP implementations for common electronic health record datas, resulting in transformation guidance and best practices. Its scope is unidirectional. It's for transformations only from FHIR-to-OMOP, and it's limited to core data commonly occurring in electronic health records. The intended result is to provide a foundational guide, a primer, if you will, for implementers of FHIR-to-OMOP transformations. The IG is composed of two different kinds of information. First, there's a good deal of narrative content that provides guidance, best practices, and considerations when you transform FHIR-to-OMOP. This is conventional wisdom. It's foundational knowledge. It's pragmatic guidance that resulted from our working group discussions with experienced developers as we curated the prior FHIR-to-OMOP transformations. Of particular importance, the implementation guide provides detailed FHIR-to-OMOP concept mapping principles. And this includes common concept mapping patterns and the decision logic to employ each of these patterns. The second type of content in the implementation guide are the technical artifacts. These include a set of logical models that represent the OMOP Common Data Model tables in FHIR, structure maps that are machine-readable artifacts representing the detailed set of rules for FHIR-to-OMOP transformations, a FHIR and OMOP data validation package developed for our Connectathon testing, and guidance for using the Echidna FHIR terminology server. That's an open API that serves up the Odyssey standardized vocabulary's content critical in FHIR-to-OMOP transformations. And that's our bird's eye view of the IG ballot and what's in it. So now I'll turn it over to Jean, who will talk about your role in this next phase of development for the implementation guide.
Thanks, Davera. Yeah, the idea is that we need your feedback, in two ways. Did we achieve our target of developing, a nice implementation guide that provides a FHIR-to-OMOP primer? Please review the content. We'd love you to review the content, both the actual narrative content where we provide all of the clues and the guidance, as well as the structure maps where we're trying to, in a structured data way, provide actual mappings and provide, can the IG be improved? There's a huge, obviously, wealth of knowledge and information around OMOP. There may not be a ton of knowledge. You may not have a ton of knowledge of FHIR, but maybe you do. And please take a look at the guide. There's two ways that you can provide your feedback. One's the official way, and to do that, you need to join the ballot pool and to vote and to provide comments. Anyone can provide comments, so you can provide comments to Davera and myself. There's a JIRA HL7 has a Jira board where you can actually raise comments against the guide, and the guide has one of the menu items for raising a comment. But the official way of doing that, as Davera talked about earlier, with HL7 being an SDO, is to join the ballot pool and to provide comments and vote on them. Next slide. So the key dates, the ballot pool registration. So the way that it works, you have to register for a ballot is July 7th to August 7th. And then the ballot itself is open for a month from August 8th to September 8th. So once you've signed up for the pool, then you have, about a month or so to look at the guide, raise any issues, and make your vote. So to actually ballot, to actually raise comments and vote on those, you have to register during that window. And only registered participants can submit ballot comments and vote on those comments. Anyone can raise comments, so it is a Jira board that's open. You just have to create yourself an HL7 member account, and you don't necessarily have to be a member for that. But those comments, although we'll look at them, the ones that get raised during the ballot and are voted upon, those get more weight because we have to deal with those. There is a working group meeting for HL7 that's taking place in Pittsburgh, September 13th to 19th, and we're going to be starting reconciliation of all those comments at that working group meeting, probably on the 17th, although that date might change. We just had some late breaking information this morning. But the idea is that sign up for the pool, and then you can make your comments. You've got a month to read the guide and make comments, and then those comments will start to be reconciled and looked at in September. Next slide. So how do you determine if you're a member or become a member? So there's individual memberships. So I'm assuming if you have an individual membership, then you'd know. But your organization might be an HL7 member. So HL7 organizational members have voting seats. So you can check to see if your company is an HL7 member, find out who your representative is, and then contact them to be able to vote. And they can vote on your behalf. So basically they'd sign up for the ballot pool for our guide, and then they would submit any comments that you have. Membership's not required. You don't have to become a member to participate in the ballot. There is the ability to participate for a fee. Individual participation is available for a fee. I mean, if you really, really want to make a comment and your organization isn't a member, that's one way around it. But I would hope that people's organizations, they might find some value in becoming an HL7 member. How to check if your company's a member and how to find your organization's HL7 representative. Davera has done a great job using Claude AI to put together a document. So the instructions are at that link. If you go to that link, there's a whole document on how you can determine it. Basically, there's a membership coordinator at HL7. Linda Jenkins is her name. You basically contact her and say, hey, I'm with organization X. Do you know if we are a member? And if we are a member, can you tell me who my representative is so that I can vote on this upcoming ballot? Next slide. That's it. I mean, this is a momentous thing. I love the image that Davera's got of the Transformers, FHIR and OMOP. I mean, we're working together. HL7 is doing a lot of work, reaching out to other SDO like organizations like Odyssey. We're also just did reach out to Open Air, and we're doing some work with Open Air in Europe. So this is, I love this working together. We're not all in our silos, and we've had a huge number of people. If you go to the guide and look at the credits page, the acknowledgements page, you can see all of the people who've been working on this, because there's a huge desire in both communities to be able to do this work in research. So thank you. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Davera or myself, and Davera, I pass it back to you to eventually pass it back to Craig.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Again, just reach out if you have questions about how to get involved. If you have any issues accessing your membership information, we'll be happy to help you. And we're hoping to see your reviews and your comments on the ballot.